let me go over here. Well, hello to everybody. Hope you had some nice fun with us in reviewing round 2 and all of the clips as well. And straight away from that, we go back into doing some more games as well. Just give me a second to make sure that you guys also hear our friend Likes, who will be co-casting with me here as well. And that should do it. Likes, feel free to say hello to the people.
Hey everyone, glad you're here.
So we have some interesting sets to watch right now. So as you know, the plan was to have the game between Bujazi and Scout Rush live casted first. Unfortunately, due to an error on their side, they kind of misunderstood the time differences, so it's an hour difference from when they wanted to start. And I didn't want to hold you back all, and I still do have to work tomorrow, so we're gonna just change the scheduling a bit and start off with the Pride against Burgoman instead. Just a quick update for people who didn't see. So after Scratch had to drop the tournament for personal reasons, we asked the people in the group and they were okay with it. So we did bring a replacement in there to play out those sets, and Bergman was happy enough and kind enough to jump right in and follow up to just continue playing there instead. So we're gonna see him play against our very own Pride as well. And also thank you to Bergman, who has also given me a follow a few hours ago, and Chestnut, who gave me a follow the other day, and thank you to Dev for the sub just now as well. And without further ado, actually, let's see what the drafts look like, and let's see what it's all going to be looking like. And shout out to Fizzy Blue as well. Yep, and the Fizzy Blue is actually playing his set very soon here as well. Okay. Yeah, his own POV. Yeah, I think both of them actually are. I think both him and Humble are live casting their own POV. And if it's not grabbed tomorrow, because I will be streaming again tomorrow and casting, if it's not grabbed by tomorrow, you'll be able to see that game recorded, that set recorded here on the channel as well. But that being said, Likes, do you have anything against us starting with the map drafts?
Nope, let's go.
And let's go then. So first ban was Pacific Islands by Pride and Burgoman with Crater Lake. And then Bogland as the pick for Pride and Burgoman going with African Clearing. Oh, I love it so far. And let's leave it to the admins, but God, I hope this is and this is a Kotra. There we go. Perfect. I'm loving the map draft so far. I'm loving the map draft so far here, really. And let's
One second, I just realized I downloaded the wrong games.
Oh, it happens. It happens.
Yeah.
You'll have a bit of time still, I think, to download them in time while this is going on.
Sure.
And yeah, Raze, I agree. It's a top tier map draft in this time around. I'm excited for all 3 games here, and we will get to see all 3 games. It is a play all 3 after all. And let's go see what the save drafts look like. So in terms of bans, Pride banned down the Persians, to which Burgoman responded with Mongols and Sicilians being banned. And then Franks as well being banned by Pride. And then Cumans picked for Pride, very nice. And hey Burgoman, nice to have you here as well. Thank you for jumping into the tournament as you did. And seeing some very interesting map picks from you too. Georgians, Vikings for Burgoman, and Armenians for Pride. And let's see the random picks played out as they did. Okay, so these are some very interesting civs they are both getting, to be honest. So Byzantines, Burmese, and Lithuanians for Pride on the random picks. Poles, Berbers, Aztecs for Burgoman. And honestly, I'm loving both sides of this. I'm loving both sides of this here, and I think they both have some very strong civs. Pride, somebody who is notorious and well known amongst the community here for his humans play, whether it's standard play, whether it's some of the strats that he has been having with them. He had a few different ones, he had a few ideas, so let's see what he decides to go with here. Yep, definitely.
Yeah,
we're happy
interesting
to have you.
draft. Yeah.
We shall see. So for game 1, we are gonna be on Socotra, and I'm interested to see what they go with. And it's always the question of how soon do people want to use their picked civs and then when they want to go into the random picks. This time around, if I was Pride, I would probably be going with the Armenians, thinking I would probably want to go with the longswordmen in feudal, or perhaps even the Burmese because of the strong infantry units as well. On their side, Burgoman probably going Vikings. Again, assuming you want to go with early aggression, early infantry units, but even early archers, Vikings would still be good. Uh, Everything considered, and considering the maps, there's no like water map, so it's not like he would have to be saving the Vikings for some other game. But there's no need for us to be really guessing this a lot. Likes, do you have the games ready now? Can we actually load in?
Right now.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, but
yeah, do feel free to load in. I'll just give a bit more info to our people here. And so right now, in terms of ELOs, Pride, who is from Malta, is 1020 ELO. And Burgoman is coming to us from Canada, as he is at 1005 ELO right now. So these two players are very close in ELO as well. So I'm expecting to see some very, very great games here. Oh, Incidentas, hello and welcome as well. Nice to see you. Yeah, the Maltesian legend, the Maltese legend of Pride here. This was played at 4 a.m. Okay, wow. Well, Pride, that also shows some commitment on your side as well. That was like basically pre-work playing for you, I guess. And yeah, I mean, we're starting on Socotra, so I don't want to delay anything for you. You guys know me and Socotra. I want to be all over this game already. So let me load it up here. And as you guys know, I always prep the game one already so we can have all the information already on screen. And it's actually Burgoman going with the Berbers and Pride going with the Burmese for game one, which I think will be interesting. Where in the world are you, Pride?
You're the Socotra expert. What do you think of the Burmese here?
So I did point it out that I don't think it's a bad pick simply because they do get a +1 armor on the infantry units. Somehow I feel like you can get a lot of value, more so than in other maps, in going infantry civs on Socotra. So I do love seeing it. Burgoman on the other hand going with the Berbers, who are a very strong civ themselves as well. And even though they don't focus on infantry, they do focus on the cavalry. They are not a bad pick itself. I just don't feel that it's a civ that really specifically screams Socotra in that regard, I would say. But then again, should be an interesting matchup. But right now, we see Burgoman getting his elephant over to himself right away. So that's making sure that one won't be lamed. Aside from that, we are not seeing any lame attempts.
Can you pause for 1 second to catch up?
No
what second are you in?
1 minute 59 seconds.
Oh, okay. Let me just fast forward then. 1 minute 55?
59.
Okay, 1 second. Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries. Just making sure we're all on the same page here. Or when I say all, I mean likes than me. And I think the edge of my camera we can see my dog trying to break all the pillows in place so she can lie down as she wants to. There we go. You happy? No, not yet. Gonna make another spin.
Ready.
Okay, and we are ready to get back as well. So let's get right back into the game. 3, 2, 1, and we're off again. And let's see. Usually, as you know, guys, I started like kind of speeding up through the part of the feudal age and similar, but again on Socotra you always have to wonder, even in Dark Age, if we're going to be missing something with all the possibilities for laming, walling in and similar. Yeah, and the faster villagers for Berbers, yeah, definitely you're right there, Jürgen, as well. Could be a plus for them. Dog in the background's always good to see. Yep. She is I live a great life, but she, I think, lives the best one possible, basically. I do wish I could trade for a day sometimes.
Yeah, me too. I've always said that my house belongs to my dog.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, every room is hers.
Yep,
I'm just I guess.
I always say whenever my wife goes to her parents, I always say like that's a great opportunity for me to be the second in charge in the house. Usually I'm third at how things stand.
Yeah. So no laming. That's sad, but okay.
Yep. No laming, no walling enough resources, no walling enough lumber camps so far. But we shall see. Burgoman will find the Hunt of Pride right now, so we'll see if that is anything. Did Pride put treaty on by mistake or on purpose? You know, maybe we could have a chat with him about that again. But let's see. So far, they are really doing us this pretty standard game. We're not seeing anything crazy happen. Okay, so this was interesting. So Pride
Oh,
loses the scout, but the TC also
yeah,
hit one
it
of the
killed that
sheep
sheep.
first. So that was kind of rough, I would say. Now, okay, we're gonna have Burgoman actually milling the hunt here. That's, I think, an interesting decision because you could use the scout that you have to push them in, but not deciding to do so yet.
Yeah.
4 a.m. still having coffee at this point. Yeah, Pride's just trying to get through these games at this point in the morning. Okay, Hitman, thank you for the follow, man, as well. Much appreciated. Welcome to the crew here. Lack of scouting? Well, let's see. Like, Bergaman decently scouted enough, has found most of the resources, now is finding the uh, hunt as well. We'll notice that it's getting milled as well. So both players deciding to mill their hunt, which is also a good idea, especially since there's more hunt than usual on this map. Yep. Both a bit chaotic, yep. Yep. I see a lot of you people are saying that, I don't know, for me it's, I mean, you guys know me as well from around like 4 a.m. or like 4:30 a.m. is my standard go to sleep time. So playing games at around like 1 a.m. or playing sets at like 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m. is actually the best possible time for me. It's about the peak of when I'm ready and wanting to play usually.
Yeah. Funny to see the Pride's TC without any views under it.
Yeah, I think like Bergman did the same, but it's more fine for him because he already killed out the scout. On the other
Yeah.
side, Bergman is now free to roam wherever he wants with the scout without being scared of really running under the DC and getting punished for it. And we have the first barracks going down for Pride here. Not seeing it as of yet for Bergman. He needs more wood because he's dropping a second mill now as well for the berries here. Now for any other map pick, I would say this is perfectly fine. For this one, I have to wonder where all the army is. Okay, Pride's gonna
Yeah.
add. Yep. Okay, Pride adding 3 militia now, but now we're still a bit delaying the feudal timing. This was really a map where I expected them to go with the standard like 19 villagers or like 20 pop
Yeah.
in total to going up. This looks more of like a fast castle build for both of them, and Pride blessing himself. It doesn't matter if it's
Yep.
4 p.m., 4 a.m., or anywhere in between on both sides. Pride will get himself blessed and will get other people blessed as well.
Also, Pride is going really heavy on wood. I think, no?
Yes, actually, 16 on wood. Maybe kinda understanding that he's now out of food and most likely needs it to be able to drop more farms. So I guess I'm fine with that decision, but he's just now clicked up and there's a minute and a half advantage for Burgoman in that regard. Which on this map can make a bit more difference than maybe on other maps. Equal opportunity blesser is Pride here. And here come forward the militiamen. And they will find this poor villager trying to build this house and it starts walking the wrong way, but again, should be able to do the walk away here. Yep, militia without the
So,
scout. Yep, kinda rough, but we did lose the
Pride
scout
could
under
be
DC here.
actually housing Burgoman by denying that house.
Yep, very true. Very true, and we're dropping a stable for Burgoman, maybe forgetting that we didn't get the house up we needed for more, and
Yeah,
Burgoman will be
it's
going
gonna be
for...
housed.
Yeah, but Burgoman is going for the scouts, it appears, so he's not responding with any barracks of his own. Going for the stable and gonna be adding a bit more of the wall off here. And Pride is gonna be on gold as well. Here we go. So now we're gonna panic drop 2 houses for Burgoman, understanding that Pride has put us in a bit of a pickle with denying this house right here. And we have a market going down for Pride, so Pride seems like he is thinking of... Well, no, he can be thinking of castle really with the food eco he has going right now. But does want the market, so perhaps wants to abuse a bit to get some more army on the field. I would be happy to see that as well.
Yeah, looks like it. Always good to have a market down, even if you're not going fast castle.
Yep. But we'll see. It seems like Burgoman will be out and about looking for damage himself very soon, since we are close to... Burgoman needs to finish some of the buildings. Okay, kind of rushed down the house before the gate got completed. But now the villager will go back to complete the gate, I guess. No, it won't. And we have the men-at-arms upgrade coming in for Pride. Here, and supplies as well. Adding in 2 spearmen for the scouts that are present around. Gonna continue hitting this house now instead. So this house appears that it will never actually go up. Was a nice idea, but nobody's gonna move in here. Property is still up for sale. This spearman does not want this fight at all. Yep.
Nice reaction for Pride, walling in his wood.
Okay, managed to wall
Almost got cut by the scouts.
So far, Burgoman only able to draw out some idle DC time here. Okay, nice wall dropped here by Pride. Nice reactions. Yeah. Those are some 4 AM reaction times right there.
Yeah.
Nice to see. So we'll keep his eco safe. All that Burgoman was able to get is a bit of idle time on some of the villagers, but nothing too great. Pride will be happy with that, with the investment he got out of Burgoman for the scouts, without really finding true damage here. But Burgoman, of course, will continue circling around with the scout trying to find damage. Pride, believing he has that under control, is just gonna be moving forward with his own units to try and attack, and he's gonna be pressuring this barracks right now. Funny that Pride is not trying to go over to this side, maybe just assuming that this side was walled off already.
Yeah.
It's completely open. But right now has no response on the barracks being hit either.
Both sides are open actually.
Okay, yeah, there's a lot on this side. But to be fair, like, I think Burgoman has plenty of time to react on this side if Pride would start walking over, because he just needs a house here and a house here, basically, or even here, under the wood line to close this off. And Pride's really doing a lot of the men-at-arms right now, and I do like seeing this. So applying a lot of pressure here, and this can be very dangerous for your opponent, because if you do not react to it right away, getting a mass of militia line units on the field can be very dangerous. They begin to stack up pretty nicely, especially in a map this small. But there we go, we have the first village kill. Burgoman was able to snatch a villager here on one of these farms. And Pride is managing to keep 3 of these villagers busy repairing the barracks here where Burgoman is trying to break in. Still very funny that there's 3 ways that Pride is trying to get in on a base that's open on both sides.
Yeah.
But okay.
It's like that video of the dogs barking at each other.
Yeah.
And defense just ends right there.
Yep. When the gates open, they both just stand there like, nope. Blue doesn't like archers, it seems. I mean, I can respect him for that. I don't either, really. And we have a spearman taken out by one of the scouts, but one of the spearmen will get the revenge for it at least a bit. So one of the scouts goes down as well. Army lead significant here for Pride, while only being down 3 villagers, so he did a decent enough job of that. But right now, Burgoman should... Yeah, Burgoman is clicking up to castle, and that should be a bit worrying for Pride. But
Yeah.
Pride... Okay, not that far off himself. Oh, if these villagers get found, that's gonna be some eco kills right there. That should be right there, some eco kills for Burgoman. Definitely gonna have these 2 villies die out as well. So that's a nice sketch, while Pride tried to expand to the second lumber camp as well. Now he needs to get away because the walls are closing in. Okay, Pride decides he's a merciful god and just leaves these scouts be. Could have trapped them inside there. Now he's gonna be a bit late. On this side, we are still having the same thing happening. Not much has changed since we've looked here, looked back, looked here. Okay, I hope he's not allowed. Okay, so Pride really does not want to get in. Pride's doing this just for the chaos. He finally broke away inside and he said like, no, now we're gonna hit the barracks. Now we all hit
Pride
the
is
barracks.
sending a message.
Yeah, Pride's just sending a message.
Sending a
Like, I
message.
can go in anytime I want. It's not about that. And Pride does break down the message sent. Pride breaks down the barracks. Gonna be hitting some of the villagers now. We do have an archer on the ground, and we have him below the ground right now. But we have some more in queue, and we're gonna be in castle age pretty soon. But here they should. There's 13-minute arm right here. Pride is getting fletching.
Now they are trying to get out.
Yeah. So they do not want to go back out the same way they went in. That's so uncool. So they're gonna invent a new way of going out. 2 archery ranges now for Burgoman, but he does have a stable out, so we're gonna have 3 knights in queue as well. And these men-at-arms are gonna have a bit of a harder time fighting the knights, but there's enough of them to not care at this point. And we're gonna have more barracks added by Pride, who's also on his way to Castle Age now as well. And we have Gold Roger in the chat, so if anybody wants to play some 1v1s, I suppose you can prepare, be very scared, and play them. Okay, there's a second TC going down by Burgoman, and I just like this guy less now. You know my opinion, guys. So Kotra is a 1 TC map. But on a serious note, I'm not completely sure about the positioning of this TC itself. I think he wants to secure the gold here just to have the TC here, but still maybe not the best of decisions. Okay, so Pride's army getting thrown under TC fire and under archer fire, and ow, this is such a bad move for Pride. That's a lot of the men-at-arms dying here. We'll be able to pull some of them back. He does have 3 barrack productions, so having a bigger number of them still. Let's hope Pride does not get thrown by what he sees here and drops a second TC himself. That would be unfortunate. Down bell. Yep, down bell has been rung.
Yeah.
Likes, what do we think? Is this an admin win here? And Neo Anderson, thank you. Thank you for the sub. Okay, yeah. Well, Neo, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should get it so that every time somebody does sub, we have a bit of the Only Fools and Horses theme song playing. I think that would be amazing. Also, we have a big fight going on here with Pride, I would say, taking the better side of it here. And he's gonna have Squires in and Gambesons and Longswordmen very soon. I do like the playstyle that Pride has went for here, and I do like the investment into the militia line here. And
Yeah.
he's dropping the second town center as we speak. Like, Pride, you're lucky I accepted to play the 2v2 tournament with you before I saw this game happening.
Also, that's also a weird position for the second TC. Would have maybe been next to the gold also.
Yeah, maybe somewhere over here, because then you get both the wood and the gold.
Yeah.
I would say makes a bit more sense, because usually, yeah, people like having their second TC next to the wood line, but I think just over here a bit more to the south where it was, you can get both the wood and the gold.
Yeah.
I don't think Pride's overall too concerned about it, because he's the one applying the pressure and doing the damage right now. He added some spearmen, he's even adding a monk for the knights, so he should be doing fine here for now. Conconium with a very nice point here. Takes Pride 24 minutes to walk under the DC with the militia line. Something he usually, or we see usually people do around the 8-minute mark, so nicely done there. Pride's gonna, these guys have had enough. They are waiting for evacuation. Pride, come on. You're not being very sneaky. I don't think Bergamo's like, where the hell did those guys go? Yep. See, this is what happened when the Spartacus rebellion happened. They were waiting for a ship to take them away from everything. The ship never showed up, so they have to go back and fight the Roman Empire instead. Yeah, if he walled them in, if he dropped a house right here, that would be so funny. Okay, so this might be some damage here on the eco. We find a lot of woodline cutting eco here for Pride. We are doing a lot of damage to them, but not killing them, which is kind of unfortunate. But okay, in total there's like 9 eco kills right now, so it's not the worst of outcomes here for Pride. And now he can even turn back and start fighting the army, because the army numbers are so far ahead in his favor right now that he can be taking these fights as he wants to. And we're hearing another town bell being rung. Okay, we're gonna have to talk about the town bell being rung here with Burgoman later. We're not at a point to be really eating this TC yet, Pride, so we'll have to move away and do it later. But most of the eco, like, well, 90%, 70, 80% of the eco for Burgoman is idle right now. So that's a lot of value gained here by Pride. He definitely is in the lead here. His eco untouched at home, and Pride is adding a third TC. I'm offended here. Yeah. Hey Sokol, nice to see you as well. Hitman already calling the GG well played for Pride, but it does look very good for him at this point as well. He is everywhere with these long swordsmen, and he is at a point where he can actually gather them and start eating these TCs if he so wants to do as well. But you know, Pride's not about the objectives, he's about making the opponent scared by hitting everything he has. So some of them are hitting houses, some of them are hitting a TC, some of them are hitting everything they can get their swords onto. And then again, we have this travesty here. This is the third TC that's going up. I'll fully zoom in on it. Amazing. 3 TCs on Sokotra, exactly Hitman. Like, I honestly feel personally offended whenever I see it. And both of them are on 3 TCs, but look at all the damage that Pride is able to do here. Because all these TCs get overfilled with resources, so the swordsman just hit everything that's not inside. And yeah, I mean, I can joke around all I want about the TCs, but this is some great play by Pride. And he has the eco lead because he has 26 eco kills. He has 22 swordsmen on the ground, and Burgoman does call it here. There we have, the GG has been called, and it's a 1-0 lead for Pride right now. And as you can see, for God knows what reason, Capture Age Pro has logged me out again. But very nice game won by Pride, and then very good and interesting start here to the series. We didn't see the lamings that we maybe expected to see because, as Pride put it, it was 4 AM for him. But overall, we still saw a very good game and a very, very in control game by Pride here, who takes the lead early on in the set.
Yeah, kudos to Pride for sticking to a strategy and just going for it.
Definitely, he gets.
They always say it's much better to just stick to a strategy, even if it's not like the ideal one.
Yeah.
But just go for it.
Yeah, definitely. And Pride here understanding the advantage of the Burmese infantry, understanding that he can take even some hits by the crossbowmen as he did here, and just never once he started with the forward aggression, never really stopped with it, never really gave up on it, and it brought him the win in game 1.
Yeah, good job.
Yep, and let's update it here on the score. So Burmese win and Berbers lose, but what's interesting, both of them going with some of the random civs that they got. So both of them have the 2 civs that they wanted still ready to go. And we're gonna go on game 2, that's going to be on African Clearing, which is the home map of Burgoman here. So as you guys know, I'm gonna send you over to the be right back screen so you don't get yourself spoiled like I will with what the civs will be before we load into the game. So let's jump over to African clearing. And I'm sending you guys right back in as we are also in the game. So Pride going with the Byzantines, Burgoman now going with the Georgians. Interesting to see, Pride is still saving his own picks, not going with the Armenians or with the Cumans on this map. He's gonna go with the Byzantines, and Burgoman is taking one of the strongest civs that he has with the Georgians. That was also one of his own picks and not a random pick that he received. Okay, will we see docks is what Emma is not concerned, but Emma is interested in here. Also, I'm loving Pride's starting position, to be honest. A lot of food and a lot of resources either right next to it or in the close vicinity of it. Other side, Burgoman, pretty similar, but I would have maybe liked it in a place where he had another important resource closer. We're just close to a lot of food right now. But we do have this gold in the vicinity here. And we're not too far off from the wood line here. But maybe somewhere over more to the north here where he could get everything. So this is not a position you see very often where you can get everything. Look at this. There's hunt, there's edibles, there's shorefish, there's stone, there's wood, there's gold, and there's a rhino here. This might be the ideal TC spot right here. But then again, you do not want to lose a lot of time when Nomad starts searching for the perfect place for the town center. You want to get ruling as soon as possible, and that's most likely what Burgoman was thinking here as well.
Yeah, there's no a much better space nearby, so he would have to like scout a lot and lose a lot of time.
And I do like seeing this for Burgoman, so he's gonna create a mule cart and use it to get some scouting info right away himself. Burgoman with a bit more idle TC time, maybe forgot to queue up a bit after he dropped down the TC. Pride not really making the same mistake, and it's kind of showing with the one villager advantage here for Pride as well. And see, Emal is not alone in wishing for a African clearing fish boom, as we see Low Elo Legion calling for it as well. And we've talked about this on the reviews as well. We wouldn't be surprised to see it. We know people have been talking about it. We know people want to do it. It's just a matter of time before we see somebody do it. I'm sure of it. Might even be this game. Let's see. Okay. I shall slightly speed up now. I'm on ×4 here. Likes. Because nothing crazy is happening right now. So we shall stop this once again when we are approaching feudal for both players, and they did not start as close as they can sometimes, so we're not gonna see anything too crazy happening right off the bat here. Having a mill dropped here for Pride, right next to the shorefish, right next to this rhino. That's a very nice mill right there. Still not seeing a mill being dropped for Burgoman, but did take a rhino of his own as well. Looking pretty similar in terms of eco numbers and in terms of resources as well for both of them. But right now it's Pride who clicks up first. And Burgoman has the resources but not clicking up just yet. Maybe we'll click after this villager. If he remembers to, yes he does. So it's gonna be a minute advantage for Pride, but both of them are on their way up. And once both of them are in feudal, I'll return to normal speed. And I'll let you know what exactly the time for that is. Here, okay, we have a barracks and a market and a blacksmith drop for Pride, so he's thinking just continuing towards castle, not thinking of too much aggression in feudal. And sorry, I can stop it now. I'll pause for a second. Likes, I am at 14 minutes 38 seconds right now.
Okay.
Okay, let me know when you are there as well, and we can continue. And Burgoman, if you wanna see Low Elo Legion play Kev, the place to be is right here where you are right now. Are you at 1438 likes?
No, I don't know why, but for me, Capture Age has never been able to like go very fast when I put like the
Oh,
fast
okay.
time. I don't know why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Capture Age bugging, what a surprise. Like, yeah, I think that anybody who's
Yeah.
tried casting or co-casting has experienced some issues with it. Like Loyal Legion, don't know if you noticed just now when the first game ended as well, it has once again logged me out as well from Capture Age Pro. So I have to re-enter it again, which is something I appear to have to be doing before every stream, and I'll make a note of myself to check it prior to streams this time around when I'm starting off, at least until I maybe reinstall it and then try to see if the issue gets fixed that way. How far along are you, Likes?
I'm at 1240.
Okay.
So it should be okay in about a little bit. Sorry
Yep.
about that again.
No problem. Let's do it like this. I'll go down to 14 minutes. Just okay. No, I can't because I don't have Caprice Pro in. Ad break. Yeah, MSS ad break. Keep camera active to have a spicy set. Okay, that's some interesting suggestions here from Dennis the Menace.
Okay, you said 1438?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just a couple of seconds away. Okay, I'm good.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, and we are continuing. Sorry everybody for the delay here. But there we go. So both players in Feudal equally on the side of Burgoman here with 4 villies more. He does have a bit less of idle TC time. Was kind of catching up a bit as I was saying it as well. Quick promote that definitely non-alcoholic cola you drink. Yeah, definitely. It's pure cola with nothing to it. To be fair, I have like 2 of those in the refrigerator right now as well. But I'm not drinking them on stream as much anymore as you guys can see. Right now I'm drinking something that's definitely not alcoholic and a non-joke. It's like a version of it's like Fanta with a different flavor. But definitely should ask those guys to sponsor me either way. And look at what Burgoman's doing. Burgoman's on his way up to castle and he's heavy on stone. So no surprise here what he wants to do.
Oh.
Yeah. Blue Fanta then is, yeah, it's
And
called
Pride is close.
Shokata. And Pride just getting himself housed. Like he's not concerned about
Yeah.
other worldly issues or concerning himself with getting to castle. He just wants to get himself blessed. At this point it's like 5 a.m. Maybe that's what we should be keeping track of. Like as time goes on and as it's later or to say maybe even earlier in the day for Pride, does he get housed less or more? And he's on his way to Castle Age right now as well, but will be a full click up behind basically as Burgoman has already hit Castle Age. Burgoman starting a wall off here as well, while also being, as we said, heavy on stone. So let's see where the first castle goes, whether it's gonna be a defensive castle with dropping down some Monaspa to start gathering them, or is it an offensive castle with the Monaspa coming out right away to deal damage. He is on 2 TCs now, or will be very soon. He's dropping the second one with these 4 villagers here. And moving out on the side, and I like seeing this, so using the mule cart to move over to the side, because the mule cart can handle food that's from the hunt. So this is a nice decision here for Burgoman as well.
Yeah.
Yep. Honestly, Dennis, like, I always loved this one most, but I'm not even sure what the taste is. Like, it's called Shokata, and to my knowledge, Shokata is not any type of fruit. So it's... A как se to kaže na engleskom?
And it's a
Okay.
defensive castle.
Well, my wife knows what it's from, but it's from a fruit that I can't pronounce in English or don't know in English. She knows it in German, which is again of no use. But yeah. Elderberry. Yeah, could be. Yeah, could be actually. Hmm? Yeah. Okay, now we have confirmation from back as well. Thank you, Dennis. It is elderberry. Yep. There's a lot of upbitters. Yeah, it's Pride. It's also popular here in general. For making sodas and drinks out of it as well.
It is elderberry.
But really small. And as we expected, the castle did go up as soon as we had the resources, but it did go up pretty defensively for Burgoman here, so we're not gonna see it drop down on Pride's face, which I think would have been a good decision, to be honest. And Pride right away going with the camels, knowing full well that he's up against the Georgians, and he might be seeing the Monaspa out very soon. To mix with alcohol and cocktails. Okay, or with completely like non-alcoholic Coca-Colas, right, Pride?
Pride House once again.
That's
No surprise.
well, Pride getting himself blessed as we speak, and gonna make sure that doesn't happen in a while here. Dropping 5 houses in a row here, 6 actually, with the one completed just now. Definitely non-alcoholic. I mean, no, like guys, like from here where I am, to be actually considered alcoholic, it's not enough that you just drink all the time. You actually have to go the full route of like, I'm jobless, like unemployed and on the street pretty much. Anything other that is just like a guy who likes to drink a bit more. Okay, equally now getting a bit significant here for Burgoman. So this is 12 villagers in the lead for him right now. He's on 2 TCs while Pride is still on the 1, so it's looking pretty good for him. Pride going with the Cav Archers, so we're gonna see some Byzantine Cav Archers in play as well. The lack of House Pride or the House of Pride. Okay, I think there was a very good suggestions both. And Burgoman is actually gonna be on 3 TCs now, and this is where I was mentioning that I sort of expected closer to where the first TC would ideally have been. This is a very good place for a TC as well, and if this continues like this, we're gonna see the lead continue to grow here for Burgoman, because Pride is just now gonna be on 2 TCs, his second one just being here on the wood line, with palisade walls all around it. This is a small secluded part of the Byzantine Empire right here. And at about the same time he catches up to being on 2 TCs both, he's gonna be down a TC again. And let's see what Burgoman does here with these villies. I wonder, do they continue trying to find some more? Okay, no, they're done with their adventures of looking for hunt around. They're just gonna drop some TCs, but there go the Cav Archers. So Pride going forward with his Cav Archers to try and find some damage. Let's see how soon Burgoman realizes this. Okay, neither of them are realizing this right now. Okay, now Pride realizes. Okay, now Burgoman realizes and immediately sends out the Monaspa. And yeah, the Cav Archers need to get lost here. This is not a fun spot.
Not gonna find anything.
They're not gonna find anything besides quick death if they decide to linger around the Monaspa here. 2 monks out on the field for Burgoman as well. And he's actually even gathered a relic as well already and picking up another one. So that's nice thinking here. Does not appear something that Pride was considering himself. So he's also going to be pretty unopposed in gathering those. Pride seeing the situation, realizing he needs to add some camels. Some more camels, that is.
Yeah, but look at the numbers.
Yeah, I don't think Burgoman realizes he can be taking this fight. And this kind of seems like a strange time to be getting scouting information here for Burgoman.
Yeah.
Also, Pride is ahead in terms of eco upgrades because Burgoman really not researching anything from the blacksmith right now, which could be a nice additional boost for the Monaspa that we have here.
Yeah,
And-
Pride is getting free damage here.
Okay, now the
That
Manaspa are
shouldn't
gonna
happen.
turn on with the vengeance over to the camels, and definitely gonna be Manaspa are still gonna be winning out on this fight here. Nice turn here for Burgoman, and if he has the chance for it, he'll probably take out these cav archers as well. Yep, Pride not really paying attention. All of these will go down. This one guy, well, not going back to send a message. This happened at home. He's just gonna run away scared here. Yep. All my camels stopped and went back. Yep. I mean, you guys did play this, what, yesterday or 2 days ago, just before the patch actually went in, I guess? Or just after the patch went in, not even sure. Yeah,
It was
Monaspa's
after.
definitely one of the most OP units in the game right now. And definitely a unit where most of the time you can know that if you're going up against a Georgian player, that it's most likely that their game plan is going to revolve around the Monaspas. And we have a second expeditionary force of the Monaspas on the way as well. And Pride is getting more upgrades, but right now we see Burgoman also getting the first armor upgrade for his Monaspa as well. Yeah, beautiful unit if you can get to it. Yep, exactly. It's a very strong unit and it's very cool looking. Just look at how cool these guys look here. Very swaggy here, and Emma will be happy with Pride dropping a bunch of stone walls here. But it is fair to say, okay, this will be open right now with this side, with this house. But it's also fair to say that Pride very contained for now, while Burgoman free to drop another DC and has a significant ego lead at this point. Game 2 looking a lot better for Burgoman. Seems like his plan on African clearing working out pretty well so far.
Oh, now the Monaspa are inside.
Yep. And they are finding eco kill after eco kill here.
Yeah,
This DC
not
will
looking
be
good for Pride.
Kajarson, but that's basically the entirety of the eco from the inside here being idle. This one camel rider fighting the Monaspa here. The camel rider will win out ever so slightly. And Pride's gonna be taking off. Okay, look at this. Burgoman being like, I'm already in, but you're repairing this, so you're gonna stop repairing this by me killing the villagers on the other side. Okay, that's very interesting. Doing a Pride from the last game, I can get in, but
Yeah.
the point is, I want this building down. Okay, so that was kind of a bit too early. Okay, there we go. Monaspa production still strong. Monaska still scurrying across here. And Pride was able to get some villagers working on the outside here next to this mill, but that's only these 5 villagers here. Does not have the stone required to drop another TC somewhere, but does have enough stone to actually abuse the market if he wants to. But right now this is not looking great for Pride. There's a 40 eco lead thanks to the 9 eco kills as well of Burgoman. Burgoman playing this one out very good. And he's in a very
Also,
commanding position here.
He only has eight villagers working. So
Yep, Pride's
less.
whole eco is basically nullified
Yeah.
at this point. And Burgoman may be looking around thinking, does Pride have something somewhere else? But that really is not the case aside from these 5 villagers here. And there's even
I'm
more
going to
Monaspa now going, and we're going to Imperial Age, and we're gonna have enough for another castle really soon. We could even abuse to get the castle up right away, and this one I really hope will be an offensive castle. But even
Yeah,
if
it
it's an
has to be.
offensive castle, it just means more production for the Monaspa. Yep. Yeah, Georgians were a vassal state, that's also true as well. These villies might die after trying to repair the building here that just went down. And the Monaspa are still in the eco, still doing loads of damage. Remember, the Monaspa do amazing against buildings as well. There's very little things against which Monaspa don't do well. And now we're gonna have this town center eaten as well. And I think we're at a GG point. This might be an imp into GG if Pride ever reaches imp. I think once these villagers are out and start getting hit, we might see it called here as well. Ooh, yes, kill the villies, kill the villies. I mean, oh no, villagers are dying.
Oh, this is a
Oh,
massacre.
this is such a mess. Yeah, and this is definitely a massacre. And there we go with the offensive castle as well for Burgoman. He has played this one out nearly perfectly, and Pride does gold the
Yeah.
GG. So the third game is gonna be a decider in this set. Very, very nicely played out here by Burgoman. Very nice game from him.
Yeah.
Pride was never really able to get a footing in this game. Burgoman beat him to Castle Age, beat him to having more army on the field first and a stronger army. And once he went forward, he never looked back. I mean, in a good way, not in the way I do it, where I just start raiding and never look back at my eco.
Yeah,
That's
he
super
had a
clear.
very strong economy behind the rating.
Yeah, exactly. He was at 81 vills when this ended as well, so it's completely logical that Pride called it here as well. Which means we have now played both Socotra and African Clearing, and we have Bogland remaining, and we have Georgians
Okay.
winning, which means we are at a position where Pride now has to choose from whatever civs he likes, and honestly, I love all three civs that he has. I don't expect to see the Lithuanians because I don't expect him to really go in 5 a.m. with all three of the random civs that he got and none of which he picked, especially with the score being 1-1. But Burgoman does have his Vikings available, but also has Poles and Aztecs, so variety is there for both of them, I would say. Because looking at it, both of them, if they want to go archers, infantry, cavalry, they have the saves for it in either case, so still should be interesting. Humans versus Aztecs would be very interesting. I don't think Lits are a bad choice, but then again, it's about comfortability as well. So you guys take a quick 10-second break on the get back screen while I load us into Bogland, so we know what civs we are going to be seeing. Armenians versus Vikings got to be okay. Dennis making a claim here to what we might be seeing, but it's actually Armenians versus Aztecs. Okay, so
Yeah.
Burgoman deciding not to go with the Viking that he picked, gonna do a random civ on the third one, and Pride finally going with one of the civs he picked, and it's gonna be Armenians here. Very, very interesting. We're not getting the Arabia generation, which I'm also kinda happy about. Armenians, yeah, Armenians are a good civ. Something that's actually been discussed a lot, and not everybody always agrees. Sort of weird how I think most people agree that Armenians and Georgians on paper are really good civs, but their win rates did not really reflect it once they were in the civ pool, and we had some lackluster performances from them there. But I do think that has stabilized a bit since. Oh, this is like walking across the map. We reached DC, both of them. Okay. This is the best game of the set, I think. Okay, so Pride giving us a very, very promising insight into this game 3 as it's starting off. Who was responsible for getting Bogland into the map pool? So that was, for the most part, I would say, from my memory, and likes correct me if I'm wrong, but that was Neo and Smart Guy having a blast coming
Yeah.
up with that man.
Yeah. I think Smart Guy proposed the map initially.
And Neo also liked it, so it was in, and I really love pointing it out. So whenever somebody complains about Boglands, I say like, yep, completely true there, boys.
Yeah,
Head over to Smart
I
Guy
still
and then Neo.
don't get this map.
Yep.
So different to everything else.
Yep, it's very weird. It's weird to get used to. I like the map itself. The annoying part can be, but I guess that was part of the design, so it's not that easy to wall off considering all the trees. But the part that you can't build over can be really misleading in terms of how much space you actually have when you're expanding to a side.
Yeah. Also, at least for me, I think it's not very easy to see the terrain that you can't build on. It's not very clear.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be this bluish part of the land, usually that you
Yeah.
can build over, but it can happen that like right over here next to the blue part you also can't build on it as well. So I had generations where I felt like I got myself a nice piece of ground and basically I couldn't build over half of it, which can be kind of annoying. And also
Yeah.
this can have a Arabia generation where these trees can have like holes amongst them that can be traversed as well, which nearly cost me a game against Bujazi. Yeah. But yeah, definitely like the map itself, the concept of it I think is great, and I definitely do like the map. So Polly himself, smart guy that is, has a cool strat for this map. He has been known to say that it's possible to really wall off a lot of this and section it by just using gates instead of any types of walls. And in some of his games, you could have seen
Huh.
him just use the walls to a point of perfection to create his own zone. Yeah. It was a source of much controversy. Yeah, Neo. I mean, I think that's the most communication we had about the tournament is people either uh, loving the map pool or complaining about it. And I think it's fun in both regards. You can build very difficult. Yeah, it can be difficult to place down farms as well. That is very true. We had controversy for every map. Pretty much, yeah. I don't think we've had many controversies for Socotra because let's face it, it's the best damn map
Yeah.
in the game, and you really can't complain about it. But aside from that, yeah. And Mediterranean really, I mean, I have to agree with Pride here because I don't know what goes
Wait,
on with
wait.
Mediterranean
Pride is
sometimes.
house.
And Pride is blessed. Pride is blessed again. Do we have the house up now? Yes, we do. So he's back
Yeah.
to normal. But it's important to note that Pride has managed to bless himself every single game of the set here. And I know he's gonna say it was 4 or 5 a.m. But again, if anybody here watched Pride, he can also know that this is not a one-off thing happening.
Look at Pride's gold and stone next to each other. I don't think I've ever seen that.
I have seen it on this map exactly as well.
Yeah.
So this can happen as well, but yeah, it's actually better than the first time I saw it, where this same thing happened. It's just that they were right next to the end of the map here to the wall, which made it a bit more even harder for the player who needed it to access it. But yeah, this can happen on the map as well. Looks kinda cool.
Yeah.
Definitely, I see some complaints from Conconium as well in terms of the unbuildable terrain. Yeah, the map basically wants you to be dropping some T90 farms. I think that's the idea behind it. Like now everybody gets. And it's Binny Bong Baron with us as well. Hello, Binny. Nice to see you around. Okay, so eco numbers about the same. Burgoman here, I'm really surprised. Okay, now clicks up to feudal. He was kind of floating a bit of food and could have clicked up to feudal a bit sooner. Pride should be able to click up pretty soon himself, but he is lacking a bit more food on his side yet. Decides to queue up another Villy to not waste more idle PC time. He is behind in terms of idle PC time as well. So let's see what Burgoman decides to do with the advantage he gains here. Will we see some more early aggression for him? Will we see some eagles being queued up and the barracks drop? But does not look like it just as of yet.
Doesn't have the wood for it.
Yeah, doesn't have the wood for it right now. Is lacking a bit and just dropped the house in a palisade gate, so we're not getting any closer to it right now. And they are still scouting around and still stealing away some keys from one another. Yeah, there's a lot of keys to be found on this map, so it's always important to go around and check and try to get back to home with as many as possible. It can give you a nice push early on here in the game. Again, remember this is a map that does start you off with a mill and with the hunt around it, but it does not actually start you off with any boars available for lure, because there are no boars available for lure on this map. And before anybody tries to be smart in chat, there's no rhinos, llamas, or anything else around, whatever that can be lured usually. And when I say somebody, usually it's Emma. But yeah. Pride now 40 seconds away from being in feudal himself, but we're not that far off from Burgoman having the resources to be able to click to castle. He is missing the houses though, so he is heavy on wood right now, most likely thinking of exactly that. He's dropping the blacksmith, should be able to drop the market very soon as well, and expect him to click. You look different. Not sure what was exactly different, Vinny. But don't think I've changed that much, to be honest. I do need a haircut. That's also a thing. Yeah, from that regard, yeah, I do need a haircut. That's for sure. Me not getting haircuts usually is just so people know. Me not getting haircuts is not a decision based on what I think looks better. It's about I don't feel like going to the hair salon, so I don't do it until I make myself. At some point I would just be sitting at home thinking like, yeah, I have the time for it now, I might as well go now. And there we go, we have a click up to Castle Age from Burgoman, so once again he's doing very well at the start of the game. Also, yeah, I'm no longer sitting in the dark. I did get a lamp here behind, and that was gonna be updated very soon, so while we're going up to Castle Age, there's an opportunity for me to say that, guys, we will have some updates here in terms of me getting some nice LED lights and color lights behind the monitors here for the lighting, and we are also getting some emotes made by the designer that done my logo so far as well, to be added here to the stream as well. And a bit down the line, I have a few more ideas and few more additions to be added here for the streaming. So don't expect me to be quitting anytime soon. Do red lights. Yeah. So the dog kind of got used to it all as well. She's always somewhere in the vicinity near me. A few times maybe if I was like too loud while playing games with the buddies, she would just walk up and go to the bedroom and then sleep on my pillow. So I'm not concerned about her, Kronk. She is the sovereign leader of the apartment. And we have stone walls from Pride again over on this side. Very nice to see, but is this actually walled off? This might even be a hole behind this. We can't really see that well. But there we go. Burgoman in Castle Age. Pride nearly a full click up behind, so it's once again Burgoman with the advantage here. And let's see if he decides to drop a second TC right away, or if we perhaps see some eagles in queue. I would love to see some eagles in queue right here. And we do see eagles in queue. Now the tricky part for him could be that he's playing against a civ that also has very good infantry and can get infantry upgrades and age earlier, which can be very, very detrimental for the eagles themselves. But we shall see. And infantry armor upgrades for Pride, so that is the route he is considering going himself, it appears.
Yeah. But no barracks.
Yeah, actually, now that you're saying it, there's just the idea of I want army for Pride. There's no concrete steps towards it. And we're gonna have a second TC very far out for Burgoman. Now this can be very good because usually the opponent, once they find your base, they're gonna assume you're expanding like right next to it. It might not be that Pride is gonna instantly notice that this is going on.
Interesting. I see what Pride is saying on chat, and I think I have some flashbacks of a game he played against me.
Okay, and look at this. Pride dropping a fortified church here.
Pride, you madman. And
it's warrior priests for Pride. Okay, so that's why we go Armenians. That's why we are getting the upgrades. It's warrior priests. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. On the other side, we're getting eagle warrior upgrade again, and together with the scale mill armor or the first infantry upgrade as well for Burgoman. So still a small equal lead for Burgoman here, but I don't think he really used the advantage he had in getting up to Castle Age first as well as he could have. And interestingly enough, both of them with the same idea for the TC and expanding toward the same side, so they might actually find themselves with the side economies sooner than we expected here. Has Fast Castle been a theme here? Not necessarily, but I think as people played a few more games, they realized like this is a very vulnerable map. So players who do like doing a Fast Castle will usually most likely just pull themselves in and try to pull off a Fast Castle. Is what my experience has been like casting these games and watching them play out. Burgoman also gonna be on 3 TCs, so again similar to last game, Burgoman wants to outboom Pride while applying some pressure to him as well. He is still adding up army number before he starts applying the said pressure, but those will be some strong eagle warriors out in the field once they are good and ready to go. Also, it's gonna be a 3-1 TC lead for a bit here, because Pride has sent this poor old lady here to just build an entire city by herself, basically. Does this look okay to you? Not really.
Is Pride going for a relic victory?
I mean, that would be very fun to see. I think
Yeah,
that would
it
be
looks
very
like
fun to
it.
see if it happens. He's getting the relics in. Has one in already. This eagle warrior nearly died fighting one of these warrior priests, it would seem. But it's an interesting decision, and I'm wondering if he actually pulls it off, because Burgoman last game was not somebody who ignored the relics, even remembered to take them on
Yeah.
African clearing, which was a nice decision, I would say. Yeah, the Minotaur that grabbed relics, yep, exactly. And we have more of them in queue
There
as
are...
well. Another
How
barracks
many
on the way
relics
for
are on
Burgoman.
this map?
5 in total. So there's one there. There's one being taken by Pride right under the nose of Burgoman here.
Yeah.
That's 2, that's 3, and Pride has 2 in his monastery as well, so that's a total of 5.
No, but Armenians start with a relic, or not?
Was that the Georgians or is it Armenians and Georgians both?
I always forget.
No, not sure really on this one. They do as well. Okay, so there's this one, that's one. And there's
I think there are only 4.
1, 2,
I can't find the other one.
3, 4, 5. It appears it's only the... It appears there's only 4 on the map actually. And this warrior priest will be able to bring this one back home. It's getting protected by another warrior priest, so maybe time for Burgoman to start thinking the same, or at least getting this one right next to his base in order to deny it. Let me just quickly check, does he actually see it? He actually didn't scout out the relic that's right next to his base. Ooh, that's unfortunate for him. Okay. Okay, Bini, thanks for hopping in. Nice seeing you around. Do have a great evening. And there we go with a castle going up for Pride inside of his base.
Pride having to go around the TC to get the relic is very funny.
Yep, he did pull it
Because
off.
yeah, because Burgoman placed the houses there.
And he is pulling it off right now. He did a similar thing because one of the last relics was over here as well. And this low health eagle warrior is everywhere. It seems to be very good at tracking where the warrior priest is at. And we'll be able to see that Pride is now grabbing this relic as well. Actually just walks right past him. Not sure if he noticed that actually. So Pride doing really well with grabbing all the relics. Meanwhile, Burgoman just thinking about expanding more in terms of eco. And did send his eagles across and has them here, but I don't think they're gonna do well in the fight against the warrior priests here. Yep. Yeah, Pride, like, yeah, now when you realize you had one from the get-go, it does seem more likely it's just the 4 relics on the field. The castle will now start hitting the... Okay, this is a bad place for Burgoman's army to be in. He's gonna lose at least 2 of these. Okay, 3 of these right
Oh,
away and has to pull back. He's gonna see
yeah,
this
that's
one
not
carrying
good.
the relic now, and I think this one will at least get me stopped for a bit here. But either one of these guys can pick up the mantle here. But look at how the Eagle Warriors get trashed here. Oh.
That's rough.
There we go. So this is the only relic now remaining on the map. And this is the only thing that's basically stopping Pride from starting the counter towards a win here. But on the other hand, it is giving him a very nice trickle of gold in the meantime. We're getting a university and a monastery dropped for Burgoman here as well. Again, he's the Aztecs. He has the most superior, maybe standard monks in the game. So
He's going for it,
a bad
I think.
decision.
No?
Pride's warrior priest is under attack. What is he under attack by? What is Pride doing in his base constantly?
A militia.
Now he's over here. Okay, we're gonna have stone walls behind this house here for Burgoman to defend this sideway eco here. But now the barracks getting hit as well. I think Burgoman needed to realize when he saw what was going on that this is not a good fight for the Eagle Warriors. They should not be going up against these guys. He does get Arbalesters himself and only missing the last armor upgrade on his archer line unit, so that could have been an option for him. Otherwise, he's going up to Imperial Age, but does not have a castle anywhere on the ground. His unique units would do amazing against the priests, because the priests are all like, yeah, power of fate and everything, but the Jag warriors just go bonk, bonk, bonk.
He's getting the last relic.
And Pride was actually able to snatch the last relic. I can't believe this is happening.
Yeah.
And as we said, it was unfortunate Burgoman did not continue scouting on this side. He never saw the relic here. He now might
Are we
have gotten
gonna see a relic
glimpse of-
victory?
Yeah, I think Pride's going for a relic victory in game 3. Meanwhile, the
So cool.
warrior priests are inside the eco of the Aztec, and it's now that Burgoman thinks like, okay, I should probably drop down a archery range or 2, and is gonna drop down a castle now instead. Yep, we were abusing the market here a bit in order to get this going. So we're gonna get a castle here very soon. But the relic counter has started. The relic victory is on its way, people.
Nice.
And there we go. The castle is up. The warrior priests are still trying to find some damage here. But they are getting hit a lot by the DC and the castle here. So they have to get away from here. But we have Jag warriors in queue, and I'll be here and zooming in just because I want to hear the bonk sound. Boom! There we go. Okay, he dies, but still it's very cool to hear. I love the unit just for that. Okay, do we have more of them in queue actually? No, just the one that's out on the field. I'm guessing we're a bit short on gold here for Burgoman, but we could abuse the market to get some more units out on the field here. And probably should at this point. And let's see, Burgoman kind of in a pickle here, so to say, because he not only needs to get rid of these monks, but he needs to get rid of this monastery right here that has all the relics inside of it.
Yeah.
Does get rid of the monks at least, so he's safe back at home once more. Was able to re-roll this as well, but he needs to be pushing now, and he's getting hit on the other side as well by these monks here. There will be some more eco damage happening here. And look at how little damage these guys take from the DCs. Useless DCs once more on display. This Eagle Warrior wanting to help,
crazy.
then realizing, nah, I don't really want to help here. And Pride's gonna be in Imp himself. There we go with the second castle now for Burgoman. Yeah. Neo, to be fair, when that Gardo Humble game with 300 villagers was happening, I said that at one point that Gardo had as much chance as winning that game as there is water on that map, and lo and behold, I was proven wrong, since Gardo did win that game in the end. Okay, so everything goes over to the warrior monks, which kind of is insane as well, as Pride is, as Neo is pointing out here as well. And look how little damage, like this is a fully stacked DC, so everything is
Yeah.
inside of this DC, and it takes it what, like 4 different times of hitting one unit to get it down. No, that's too early. Burgoman those need to get back in. These guys will still have a field day. Look at this, that's 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. It needs 6 times of hitting one single unit by the TC for it to actually die. Let me see, we have one more of them alive. So 11 attack plus 2 extra and just 3 armor, but both melee and pierce. Yep. And now we're gonna have an offensive castle by Pride. Now what I like seeing here, which is also I think very smart, is Pride is not behaving in the regards of as people would expect, like you got the relics now, you prepare a strong defense or everything. No, Pride is still playing it standard while also having the secured win condition here as well. So he's gonna be castle
That's
dropping the side economy
very
of Burgoman
well
here.
done.
Yep.
Yeah, if you apply the pressure, the opponent has 2 things that they have to take care of. So,
Yep.
what do? They defend or they go for the relics?
Exactly. And this sideways economy is gonna get trashed here very soon for Burgoman. These are now champions right here, with basically full upgrades on them, just missing one armor upgrade that's gonna be in very soon as well. On the other side, Burgoman did respond with getting Jag Warriors out on the field as well. That's a lot better unit for him right now than the Eagle Warriors are, considering what Pride has went for. But he does need more numbers, and he needs things to be happening soon. He's basically on half the timer remaining for this game. Yeah, and Jag's really one of the cooler looking units in the game as well. Look at these dudes. Strutting around with a giant bat. If this is not caveman vibes, I don't know what it is. There we go. And once again, we are inside of the economy. I think there was a hole left right here, like that. Yep, there's a hole here that Burgoman didn't notice and that Pride abused.
Oh,
But now look at the Bonk Boys. The Bonk Boys are gonna clear this up here very, very soon. Nicely done. And there's now 18 Jag Warriors with 5 more in queue. So that's a decent army here for Burgoman, but he really needs to start pushing here. And he needs even more army in the field, which is kind of tricky because he's always missing some sort of resource. And he's now gonna lose one of his production buildings with these trebs starting to mow down at this castle right here. Okay, everything here is gonna be ungarrisoned very soon, and I would suggest sending the Jag Warriors forward here, or actually nope, maybe filling that hole in first, then sending the Jag Warriors forward would be the right move here, or just walk past them. That's a thing that appears. And there we go. It's gonna be another offensive castle here for Pride. Bonk Boys are still hitting. We can hear them on this side over here. But the champions do well into them. Like, not too well because they do have a bonus against them, but they can, in numbers like here, they can hold their own. It's not the worst situation possible. But this castle for Pride is problematic because these traps here, there's 3 of them and they can rage it from the hill and do extra damage to it as well. So this castle will go down, but Pride just gonna drop another one on the side. Yeah, with 60 years left on the on the relic timer as well. Yep, this one gets denied. This one might get denied soon as well. Where are all the Jaguar warriors? Okay, they're just protecting the trap right now. Now they're gonna be killing these champions, and they have the higher ground even as well. So this is a good fight for them if I ever saw one. Yeah, Kronk, that is what's happening, but that's also more of, I think, Pride wants to be everywhere right now. And he's everywhere, and he's with the relic timer, so it's fair to say at this point, and with the eco being down to under 50 for Burgoman, that this is gonna be Pride taking out the set. And as somebody who has just joined a 2v2 tournament with Pride, I'm very happy with seeing his play. It means I can play more like I like to play, which means not too great, and then Pride can do his thing. I gotta make sure it stays open, but the castle will be starting to get hit down, but there are some champions here. Okay, then they're gonna be able to take out the... Let's see how this fight goes. Again, Jag Warriors even have the high heal here, so they should be winning out on this fight. Well, hold that thought. They just barely win out on this fight even with the high heal. Man, this unit looks so cool but feels so underwhelming. And this castle will go up maybe just for a second here. Let's see, does it ever complete? Does it complete even for a second? No, it does not. So that's a deny on that castle right there with these traps, and there's nothing left Burgoman can do here. If I was Pride, yeah, full team Titanic. But yeah, gonna have to step it up, gonna have to get some practice game in. Also, if I was Pride, in all honesty, I don't want to be like disrespectful or anything, but at this point, I would just pull the brake a little bit on the push that I'm doing, just so I win for the relics. Otherwise, you're just gonna win on standard like 20 years.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. Yeah, we still see the bonk boys. Bonk boys. Let's go. Okay, we're trying to pull the champions back into the castle fire range, but look at how little damage they're taking from the castle hits as well. Okay, no, 10 years. Okay, so he does say GG Burgoman here, but he's not calling... Okay, well, see what you did there, Pride? You see what you did here? We were 12 years away from a relic victory. And he had to go and win it by standard means.